They've been selling out shows in Central Oregon for years, even appearing in ads on Central Oregon Daily News.
Raptors of the desert sky, only at the High Desert Museum.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get a behind-the-scenes look at one of the flyest shows on Earth.
It's first thing in the morning right now, so my team is busy getting ready for the show. So there's a variety of things going on. They're cutting little treats for the birds. We call them tidbits. So they're taking whole quail and cutting them up with scissors. We'll be using those to cue the birds around the demo area. And then pretty soon they're going to start getting weights on birds, getting telemetry on birds, and getting ready to go out to the show, which starts at 11:30. This show is pretty intensive. We bring on 3 seasonal interns to help facilitate the show throughout the summer, but it takes, in order to pull off this show, I need about 5 people for at least 3 to 4 hours out of every day.
Behind the scenes, these raptors are given the diva treatment. Their meals are prepared for them, their health is checked regularly, and no matter where they go, they're never outside the protective eye of their personal handlers.
So after I get weights on everyone, I'll start getting their telemetry. So those are just little tracking devices so that if our birds get blown off course or if they get chased off by a wild bird, or maybe they just feel like going on a field trip that day. Those are little tracking devices so that we can make sure that we can recover them safely, because that is our responsibility as their handlers. None of the animals that live here, for a variety of reasons, none of them can survive in the wild. So it's really important that if one was to fly off for any number of reasons, we can go recover them.
Now, these raptors are free-flying birds who don't really realize the increased dangers they face in the wild. So every once in a while, someone on the crew has got to go the extra mile.
We had a peregrine falcon once that decided that she would rather chase a red-tailed hawk than participate with us, and I chased her down to Lapine, up the Cascade Lakes Highway, back into Bend, up Skyliners, put her to bed at 10 o'clock at night on top of Pilot Butte, didn't pick her up until the next morning all the way out in the Badlands.
Every one of these amazing birds would not survive in the wild, so coming to the High Desert Museum can literally save their lives and give them a larger purpose that they'll likely never comprehend.
This is our red-tailed hawk. Her name on record is Sauron, so if you've seen Lord of the Rings, you know where that's from, because she has one eye, so she has the big eye. She was hit by a car as a juvenile red-tailed hawk. She is an excellent flyer. The only issue is her depth perception is a little bit off because of missing that, or at least having that injured right eye.
The show features beautiful raptors who get down to earth with the audience and help shine a light on what amazing creatures they are and what challenges they face.
So I'm usually getting a total of 6, 7, maybe sometimes 8 birds ready to go down to the program. We load them all up into the truck and we take them down to the demo site before we start our program.
So my goal for the audience is to fly at least 4 to 5 species in every show, but in order to pull that off, I have to have about 10 birds that are capable of doing the show. And the reason for that is that we never force them to do anything.
Now, the birds are the only ones that decide if they fly in the show, something that we caught on camera firsthand.
Well, one you'll probably meet today is Gilbert the turkey vulture. The turkey vultures they have big personalities, and he's very fond of going after video cameras.
Here, Gilbert checks us out and looks like maybe he might want to skip the show and find out what these news people are all about. But in the end, he decides he doesn't want to let his public down. Gilbert is a consummate professional.
So we get all the birds down there. Our narrator starts the show, and there's a lot of moving parts during the show. So we're all wearing headsets. So during the show, I'll say, okay, stand by with whatever bird. And that means that the person behind whichever blind gets that bird ready. And then I'm checking the perimeter, making sure there's no wild raptors, making sure I'm listening to the narrator to make sure that she's ready to move on to the next part. And then I'll say, okay, release whichever bird. They'll release that bird. We fly that bird. Then the bird goes back.
People of all ages from all over the world flock to see raptors of the desert sky from Memorial Day to Labor Day. But for these raptors, come sun, come rain, come snow, if they want to fly, they get to fly.
And we're flying birds 365 days a year. My team's out here, if there's 1.5 feet of snow, maybe not every bird flies, but some birds are flying almost every single day. And that's just to keep them in shape, not only for the show, but it's for their, again, for their well-being. If they're capable of flying, we want to give them the opportunity to do that.
All right, well, we just got a behind-the-scenes look at the show preparation, but next week, we're gonna go behind the scenes with the show itself, where these talented raptors get wings right before our eyes. For Central Oregon Daily News, I'm sorry, I'm just winging it. I'm Scott Elness. We can edit this out, right?
Nope.
Oh, this is gonna be awkward.
Please stop.